run the Viper instead of the Astra, but I imagine we're going to see some very similar ideas of basically trying to get that elbow control at A and then depositing a lurk, you know, and maybe going back, funneling players towards mid, trying to manipulate a rotation.
It feels like the first time a team has had the opportunity to pivot away from the Viper comps that they normally run, given the fact that they come in as a #1 seed. You know, a little bit more time in the lab to figure something out. We'll see if it pays off, as EDG is on the attacking side. And they've got Kong with light armor and a classic.
And it has to be a slow approach for EDG because there's so much info utility out of the side of Heretics. You want to bait it out like they're doing right now, and then just stabilize the round and try to find an opening when those items are on cooldown.
A flurry of bullets.
Yeah.
Going across the middle of the map, and a couple of members have taken damage. 3 on the side of EDG, a little bit worse for wear. But they have turned their attention towards A. There is some presence from the defensive side. Woot and Boo are here, with Rian's not too far off.
He tucked the Gecko Flash. Woot is free.
Oh, it's so effortless for Woot in that position. Even spotting Kong on the third, dealing a little bit of damage, not getting the kill.
Oh!
Now coming through, 3 on the round.
30 seconds
You mentioned
left.
how good Wu was in the last 2
remaining.
matches against Chinese
Spike
squads on this
down
map. He hasn't missed a step.
Yeah, the skill level of Woot is off the charts right here. I mean, he gets 4 to secure the round on Haodong. And EDG going into this round, they did a really good job of baiting out some of those rechargeables, but I mean, Woot, I don't know if it was prep or what, but on that default box at A, I mean, he was able to tuck away from the Gecko Flash and not be seen at all. And I mean, no one's gonna be looking there because it didn't connect. And then after this, I mean, he's just hitting some nice shots.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Let's go, baby. Come on.
And the handshakes are coming out in the first round. An excellent start for the #2 seed from EMEA.
Yeah, he's 3 off a Raze ult as well.
They're giving him a Guardian full armor too.
Jeez, it could be so deadly in the hands of Woot. It will be early A control for the defending side, and for the opposite, just a slow walk into B main. But Bomb is all the way in mid.
Yeah, that's scary.
And there's a Cypher trip that should be ahead of this. Doesn't get broken quite yet.
Edgy Fishy is watching that way. The spike rotating back towards main. And Benji the first to take contact. Nade invested in his direction. But EDG have funneled out onto the site. They've taken a lot of the space. They've even gotten Smoggy really far up, playing in the smoke.
Spike planted.
But Patatek over the top, not able to connect onto the second.
It's scrappy.
One enemy remaining.
But it seems to be slowing down.
What was that from Smoggy?
He's gonna have to 1v2 with the classic to win this one out. And he's not gonna be given much of a shot. Heretics will get their second. Woot, off of that, is gonna have his ult online in the 3rd round.
And that's the perfect round to have a showstopper because,
Yeah, it's perfect.
yeah, I mean, this is going to be the first full buy for EDG. If it's a nice setup play for Woot, I mean, maybe off of a cam or even some other utility that we've seen them do, like through a smoke, maybe with a dart, you can really destroy EDG's economy and potentially snowball this game out of control on the defending side. And also, Heretics have done a really good job of taking A space early on and pivoting to the top mid area and kind of just trying to re-clear that entire area, fighting. They're seeking those fights out. So they're very proactive so far on their defensive side. And this is what I was talking about. You might see a rocket play off of the Cypher camera.
You can tell he's gonna want to go. He has nothing but a ghost.
Yep.
Full armor. Nothing to lose here.
It's so smart to do that too because he doesn't need that Guardian on this side of the map if he has that showstopper.
Yeah.
Why not give it to somebody that's playing on A, and that's Patatek, who, by the way, he's been great with his mechanics. I mean, all tournament long. He's been hitting some really nice headshots. It will be a slow approach for EDG, and honestly, for all the viewers out there, get used to this. Early on in the matches on Sunset, they like to play this way. They like to play slow, bait out utility, see what they can do, see what they're working with. And then they transition in the middle of the half and start playing more aggressive, and they change the pace. That's something EDG is really good at doing, but that camera...
Oh, he's gonna split it. Not connecting or anything. Remember, it was just a ghost on the other side.
Yeah.
Wingman will go out, or at least try to. Not tagging on anyone as a spike has not made its way past the threshold. Kong with 2 kills. Chi-Chu weak, but a little bit of space for the attack. A nade in his hand too.
And Patatek right now, he's just waiting for Buddha link up with him and potentially start the
30
retake.
seconds
But
left.
Kong, oh, the
Oh.
nade misses, so he's gonna have to hard clear the close left.
Hitting an awkward little crevice.
That's unfortunate. So Omen Flash will be the cue for the retake. Potatek gets the entry. I spoke about how he's so
Enemy
good
remaining.
at one-tapping players.
down, B.
And all of a sudden, that freeze that EDG did, it's working against them.
Smoggy has the tank, tries to get the spike, and he will fall. The bonus the way of Heretics. What a start.
That was a huge impact from Benji to get that trade in B main after Woot missed that showstopper. But yeah, I mean, we saw in full effect what giving the gun to Potatek does in this scenario. I mean, he made full value of it. And I like EDG's approach of slowing down the round, waiting for a mistake from Heretics, but the time just clocked down too low, and it ultimately worked against them.
I mean, they hard froze.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, just like that, you're on another eco round. There will be stingers in full
they're all
effect,
here.
though.
They're all here, and it's all messy.
Spike
Haodong's the
down
only
A.
one who has found success as Heretics shut the door on EDG once more.
One suppressed.
I mean, Woot is just the linchpin of this team of Heretics on this duelist role. And yeah, he said that he feels a lot of the pressure, and that makes sense. Much like how Potatek felt the pressure at Chishu right here.
But you wouldn't believe it watching the kid play.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I mean, he's ice cold. If that's what he's like being nervous, I can't even
Yeah.
imagine what he's like when he's not.
Yeah. What does it look like when he's confident?
The lad is mad. And right now, EDG, they're going to have to re-clear all their spawn. They're worried about a flank from Benji Fishy.
Yeah, he could be anywhere at this point. There hasn't been any info gathered.
And the cool thing about this situation is that I think he also has a cam that sees the mid walk-up from B, so they don't really have to play on this B site at all.
Yeah.
They can just play the disciplined game, play together.
30 seconds
I mean, both
left.
these players of EDG are sitting at 5 HP apiece. I mean, that's not something you see every day. I don't know
No.
how they're so synced up like that. But the IGL of Haodong, he's going to have to try to do anything they can to win this round.
Planted the spike. My ultimate is ready.
And I imagine it's just going to be so hard. I mean, Rians has Sova Dart, he's got the drone, he's got 2 shocks. I mean,
Yeah, a lot of advantages way B
oh,
of
Last player
the
standing.
defense here. Rians cleans up the 2 that remain in pretty effortless fashion. Now he's going to get the defuse and his ult online for the next round. Heretics have started off masterfully. I mean, they've got plenty of money. They're going to have, they've already had 1 ult in Woots. Now they're going to have Rians to play around as well.
here's that replay of Woot just running through the smoke, helping his teammate Boo out, who got Omen flashed early in that round. I mean, he almost went down right there, but the stinger shot's just not able to connect. Benji Fishy is vibing right now. So nice to see.
Early timeout called from after. Given that they're down 4 rounds, it makes a lot of sense. See what adjustments have to be made.
Yeah, and they have to. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on EDG as well in this match because Heretics is the team that took down their brothers. They took down both the Chinese teams that, I mean, EDG beat, so they have to kind of be like that big brother. Kind of maybe would have been better for EDG with the way that I've seen them play it so far. I mean, you don't have that value of putting the wall up, dropping it, and being able to lurk up, walk up on a timing.
It's just so tough to say.
Yeah. They're trying to set it up, though.
Yeah.
They're trying to set it up with the Astra one-way here on the left side. But, I mean, we saw Woot just completely disrespect it.
Right.
Granted, it was an eco round, so, I mean, maybe he would have gotten punished on a gun round.
Careful.
But,
My guess is that's not the last time he's going to try to push that smoke the way he did.
yeah, and look, I mean, Heretics are already instantly backing off of A, ready for, like, a mid-crunch.
Nobody with this Thrash online. They're going to have to deal with some of the Cypher util again.
But this is why you see Heretics playing off the site. They don't want that Thrash to get value.
Right, and they have Rian's ult.
Yep.
So as soon as they realize where the hit is, he can just pop that thing.
Yeah, I wonder if they decide to flood in. Ooh, that knife hitting.
I think that was intentional. So nobody gets tagged by the knife to suggest they're staying B, and you see it on the minimap, they're all rotating back A.
Yeah, it keeps a couple players from Heretics staying.
exactly.
There's no rotation towards that A site. This should be a free hit, potentially even a kill, a punish on the Boo here, who hasn't dropped yet.
That noise should be the cue. Instantly, Woot starts to rotate back.
30 30 seconds.
And now
left.
the Thrash invested, you see him funneling away, giving the space. Boo not wanting to reckon with that. Manages to avoid it. No techs found. And now the Hunter's Fury from Spawn. Boo spotting Kong Kong, swatting him out of the sky.
The time, Doug.
Again, becomes a factor with 10 seconds left. They haven't really made it out of elbow yet. Wood's still trying to dash around, trying to dance around, staying alive at least for a little bit longer, but ultimately falling with 3 seconds left. Are they going to be able to get the spike down? They will.
Spike planted.
About a second was the difference. And now 4v3, the way they attack. Heretics patient with their approach, patient with the attempt at a flood. Benji will fall. Patatek and Boo left in a 2v4. An ult still at the disposal of EDG for Chichu in case it's needed. But they're just so comfortable with this. EDG are on the board.
Yeah, and at the end there for the post plant, I mean, EDG set up a perfect crossfire, making it nearly impossible to break through.
Right there.
And that came down to the wire, but they're so clutch in these moments. Not a doubt in their minds that they had the time to go for this. And that entry, I mean, that was so clean onto Rians. That was everything. So finally, EDG will get on the board and have a chance to string some rounds together. Kong Kong is sitting on a showstopper. Chichu does have that Astral ultimate. But Woot is already doing a walk down mid.
There's the ult. He's kind of on his own here. Separated really far. I don't think the knife is going to tag much. I think that was also really conditioned with how Woot continues to play back box.
Yeah.
Kong Kong guessing that's where he was going to be.
Yeah, why not clear it? I mean, he's gotten so much value in that spot. All map long so far.
Yeah, it doesn't connect, but the space has been cleared. Now EDG with a bit of an advantage.
What a good molly.
Yeah,
and a nade.
gosh, both of them. Nobody unable to survive the spam. Incapable of staying alive. Kong Kong playing up close as the cage goes down, so does he. EDG again have been picked apart. This was a 2v4 though. If they can settle, they've got it close, but Smoggy and Haodong fall at the worst time.
That was a very convincing retake for Heretics. I mean, yeah, there's only 2 players alive, but the initial fight, that initial exchange against the 4 players in that A lane, it just went their way. Their spacing was perfect. The trades were on point. The utility to flush out a kill for Boo in the beginning, and then he's just sitting on top of that box that could see over the smoke. Very well played from Team Heretics on that retake. Especially with how the last, retake went. EDG had such good crossfires this time. Not exactly a crossfire onto that lane area.
Oh, I think you're right too. You mentioned the spacing and how good it looks for Heretics. Even in that fight as the cage goes down, the ability to trade every single member in case it got messy.
And as an attacker on this map, now you have to be worried about all that discipline. It like kind of soaks into your brain. You're like, oh, if I really do go for a random peek, there's gonna be 2, maybe 3 guys holding me.
It's kind of hamstrings the way you want to approach a situation. Cosmic Divide, invested B.
Oh, they're ready to fight this though.
They're getting ahead of it too. They've got the dart, they've got the cage to cover and then spam if anything connected, but nothing through. Spike's still planted though. They've invested Patatek's ult, but they're playing so close that Shock is up close and personal. 2 members of EDG fall. Chichu and Nobody trying to hang on to the round. It's just Nobody who's here. Chichu's gonna be on a really late flank. Nobody has to play his life, and he can't. There's just not enough time. There's not enough space. The defuse will come through without a challenge.
It was the moving death ball approach from Heretics that secured them that round. And yeah, the showstopper doesn't connect from Woot, but I mean, that Cypher ult, that was everything. You just spam Nobody through the smokes, doesn't matter where he is. Yeah, he had nowhere to play. And right here, I mean, Rian's got away with murder with that little wide swing.
Dude, I don't know how.
He just broke the crosshairs of EDG in that moment.
And then let Benji Fishy and Patatek clean it up.
Yeah.
Feels like they shouldn't have gotten away with it, but 5 rounds now separating these two. EDG have found the tiniest sliver of success, but other than that, it's been all Heretics all the way.
And they've tried a lot of different looks. I mean, you've tried doing a fast A default. You've tried slowing the round down, feinting that you're going A, and then going back to mid. Then you've done B main hits, so like nothing is working right now for EDG.
Here.
And that's mainly because Heretics, I mean, they're playing the map so well. They're proactive after they take A space. Boo is just living on A. He gets out of the site. The only real success EDG has had was with this Thrash towards the A side of the map. That's why you see them funneling here again. Oh!
Almost.
He almost got the timing.
And he's still going to take a little bit of nade damage. The plant got interrupted. It's going to be on nobody to pick it back up and try a second time.
He still has that Thrash, though, for the post plant.
Yeah. And they've managed to create a space. So even if he wasn't able to fully commit to the plant, Wingman wasn't. Now they can
Here we go.
Move a little bit more. Thrash going in forward. Howdong the first to fall. Nobody trying to swing through smokes. He's going to spot two, but only able to connect on one. 3v3 for the round. TP invested by Smoggin. Where is he going? Just enough to create a distraction. Konkon feeling a lot of the pressure. Able to get another kill with 36 HP. That's all he'll find. Riens is healthy. 2 on the other side. He's already spotted the hand of 1. Not able to land the shots.
Double swing, Shirley.
Yeah, such a tough position to be in. They're going to face him here. He's gotten it to half. 9 bullets left, though. Even if they try, time is just not on his side. EDG play that beautifully. Chichu gets 3 as EDG find their second.
And that's the second beautiful post plant on that A site that secures EDG around. They play those crossfires so well. This time, in that A lane, the trades go into their favor and make it a 3v3. And, I mean, you saw at the end there, there's just too many angles to look at. The whole time, Chichu was just playing in the back here, just toying with Riens. That was a very disciplined post plant. I really like that from EDG. Those are good signs. If they can emulate that on the B side of the map, they might have success there too.
All right. Really high flash with Blue taking space and the Dizzy over the top to try to keep it back, but it got cleared instantly.
That pickup star, it might be conditioning for future rounds. Maybe you'll see some players behind it the next time you see that. Try to catch off
Right there.
Woot or Boo, get a kill, and then that'll open up the entire map for EDG. But this time around, that slow approach that we've seen in the first couple rounds of the half.
But even then, you know, you talked, Dre, earlier about how they have tried a number of different looks. They've tried being aggressive, they've tried the more slow, defaulty look. Even this, while it's a little bit slower, much like we've seen in some of the earlier rounds of the half, the way they're exploring the map is different.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's a change of pace for sure. And I mean, the success that they had was, I mean, the 2 rounds was off of that Thrash. But it's like the rounds where they don't have the ults where it kind of just falls apart for them.
Right. You mentioned that they need to try to find some success B because it's look good on A. Can they do it here?
30 seconds.
They do
Core
get
leaning towards the site. You see the utility already dumped down, but Benji Fishy playing back site, getting 2.
Standing ahead.
This is going to be such a tough thing to hold to 3v5.
I don't think they know that Konkong's in this spot, though. And nobody's in market, so Konkong needs to go huge here for EDG.
The paranoia traded. Konkong, oh, he's able to get 1, but the clip runs dry. He's not able to connect anymore. Benji Fishy with 3, Chichu left alone. The lack of success on B continues. Chichu's able to get his 1. Riens holding the defuse all the way. Benji Fishy with 4. Heretics continue to roll.
That's all because of the disruption that Benji Fishy and Riens had on that initial B hit. You don't expect just a Sova and a Cypher to do stuff like this. I mean,
Planted.
you had full utility on the site. You have all 5 players alive. The bomb is going down, and all of a sudden you're being faced with this fire of Benji Fishy and Riens. Heretics, their game plan is to disrupt, not allow it to go into that 5-on-5 post-plant scenario. Because that's where the double controller shines. I mean, you can delay so many lanes and kind of cycle the utility. And if EDG baits out early utility from Heretics, I mean, they might not have even a flash to run through those smokes. So
Yeah.
that's what they're trying to set up. This time it will be a walk into elbow, but if Konkong decides to walk up here without using utility, he's going to be met by a judge. Should be a couple 1-pumps here, but I imagine they might use something.
Nothing. They're using nothing other than their bodies. Konkong somehow manages to get his 1, but Patatek on the trade. The timing is beautiful. The swing is almost perfect.
Bomb buddy out.
Even with him getting away with just one with the judge. I mean, Heretics are just, they're just destroying EDG on this half, man.
That follow-up utility off the contact of Boot, that was some of the most clean stuff I've seen.
The flash, the molly, I mean, the dart, it was,
and it was in tandem, right? It was like, off of Woot's contact, we have a right-click flash out of Potty Tech. Not only do we have that, but Rians has a lineup dart that lands in the back of Elbow, and then he's able to go for even more with another right-click. I mean, this was beautiful. Oh, it tags! That's what happened?
Tragic.
The dart tagged Concog, I didn't even see that. That is definitely tragic. I was wondering if he had like a lineup dart or something. That will be the second timeout for EDG. They're gonna have no more going forward. And you kind of have to. I mean, 8-2 is a very decisive.
3 ends.
Yep.
Sometimes it's Benji Fishy, sometimes it's Woot. Like,
See you on the other side.
You kind of have to invest a lot of utility on these early chokes to get up with the comp of EDG. And the way that Boo plays this A side of the map where he's consistently just jump peeking and then backing up, delaying you with the Omen flash, and this time he's going to get aggressive. I mean, all these things play a factor of him not getting punished and baiting out your own utility.
a big round here for the attack. 2 ults online, 2 within 1 point. Pattek getting a lot of info mid there.
So confident. And that proactivity, I mean, it makes you have to just seize and just wait. Makes you rethink how you want to approach the round. The thing is off of that first layer of utility, EDG don't go back up mid. And Heretics kind of give it. So they don't have a read on what Heretics is really doing after that first set of delay utility.
The nade to clear the trip, the satchel forward, but Benji Fishy again has not been cleared now. Going down at the hands of Chi-Chi. The rocket not going to connect either. As 100 Fury has been invested by Rians. Woot playing further back. Unfortunately having to watch as Concon gets the best of his teammate. But they're still keeping him back. Instantly on the trade, a 2v2 as the nade comes back out. How do Pattek and Boo get back in on this? The Paranoia only connecting on one. Smoggy over Concong's shoulder, delivers the shot. Leaving Pattek alone, a 1v2, a tap of the spike, the swing coming through. Not able to connect on the shots. Concong with 3 as EDG get there as well.
Concong hyping up the crowd with that 3K. Brought his team back into it. Heretics did a good job of re-clearing the lurk in mid. But the answer back from Concong, that was huge. Look at this right here. Nice shot on the Woot. And then Smoggy, this kill right here to support Concong, who was completely Omen flashed. Nice work from EDG.
Last round of the half, 3 ults on the side of the attack.
And they have a Thrash. They're 2 for 2 on Thrash round wins right now. EDG do a really good job of using that first Thrash ult and then picking it back up and using it for even more value. And not only on a map like this, but other maps in the future. It's something to look out for if you're Team Heretics. They like to take initial space with it and then pick it back up, maybe go somewhere else. Something that they've done a lot. And this is another showstopper trap, but this time, Howdong, he's way ahead of it.
Meanwhile, they invest the Thrash and the Paranoia on the other side, feeling some of the pressure coming in on one side, filling in on the rest of the map. Concong has already gotten all the way up into Elbow.
And here it is, he's able to pick up the Thrash again and have it for the post plant.
The thing is, they don't have the Paranoia to clear out the box. So they're gonna have to try to get through that. They got lineups, but it bounced a little bit off the mark.
You want more? Here's more.
Still tucked behind the Cosmic Divide. Pattek will get tagged, but not without taking one with him.
One enemy remaining.
Leaving Woot in a 1v3. Woot, who started off the half in electric fashion, is gonna have to close it, bookend it, if he wants to win this thing out. Otherwise, EDG will get to 4.
Well, this nade will have Concong have to peek.
That's heat-seeking, but Concong gladly takes that swing. 3 on the round for Duelists as EDG salvaged the first half.
Yeah, 4 rounds. I mean, with the way that it was looking for Heretics, they were up, what, 8-2? So they definitely salvaged the half, and that was off the back of Concong. Who else? Who other than Concong? Beautiful play on this site. And even in the post plants, even if Concong drops there, you imagine that Howdong and whoever else was on site, forget who it was, would just play that discipline. EDG are a very disciplined team in these scenarios.
Hong Kong popping off, getting the crowd back into it. As you mentioned, EDG have gotten all the way up to 4 rounds, and it's been in the best that Heretics has been able to throw. We've got Mika standing by with Chinese professional basketball player Guo Ailun.
We have another special guest in the audience.
激动的时刻，我希望呢大家一起等这些到来。
Oh, what an entry into the second half. We'll see if they're able to carry that momentum. EDG down 4, but now on the defensive side as Heretics will have to test their mettle. Again, a map that they have found so much success on. Forced to close this one out.
And this is a big test. I mean, you said it, Doug, momentum. This pistol round is everything to see if it truly did shift in EDG's favor after closing out those last 2 rounds of the half.
Heretics haven't made very much noise this round at all.
They did dart B early on and get info there. And that's what ended up leaving 3 players of EDG there. So this A hit that comes in for Heretics, this could be really deadly.
The only bit of noise they made. The smoke goes up. Really right on time. Nobody's going to be paranoid. Trying to dance around it. Still getting a shot. The frenzy connecting. But Heretics have gotten all the space they could possibly want. Hong Kong falling as well as Chichu's on the swing.
Good timing. Omen flashed.
But the flash on the other side. Whoa, Chichu still gets 3. The pistol the way of EDG.
Full steam ahead was Chichu. He found the timing. He slipped the net. And then he swings onto sight with that beautiful Omen flash from Smoggy. What a setup for Chichu. And even at the end there, when Paditek gets unflashed, the poise on Chichu, the confidence, it's back, baby.
There's that paranoia that you're mentioning.
Look at that.
Yeah. Woo. The first one was free. The second one was steady.
It's a hell of a start to the half for EDG. And it kind of felt like they needed that.
3 Bulldogs, a pistol, and a Spectre for EDG. They're all here.
Oh, baby.
1 burst, 2 kills. Now 3 remain for Heretics.
That's everything you want out of the Bulldog. Scoped in kill, that little burst shot. So nice, and they're just not stopping at all. Hong Kong and Haodong, the IGL. Everybody cleaning up the round with Bulldogs. Super healthy going into this next round. I wonder if Smoggy even tries to invest here. All he used was a ghost in that round. And the cool thing about this composition that EDG are running, the double controllers, you have a one-way coming out at A, you had a pickup star in B main. And yeah, Heretics checked that B main smoke. But 2 players of EDG were just right behind it, waiting for the walk-up.
You were wondering whether or not Smoggy would invest because all he had was a ghost. They will buy full armor and a guardian.
They have a very good chance of at least damaging the economy of Heretics here.
Flash dart combo, a little bit of space, take an elbow.
Oh, they're fighting
But Smoggy
together.
and nobody, one over the other. And it's a 1-for-1. Managing to TP to get away. Meanwhile, Hong Kong satchel to get back towards A, so he's not gonna have that as the rest of the round goes on. Still has room to play around though, as he has quietly slipped. Back box. Getting tagged by his teammates, Paranoia, but finding the right time to swing and landing the shots too. 8 bullets left though, 18 HP. He's been surrounded, too many targets to choose from. And Haodong left in a 1v3.
The trades were perfect for Heretics. Hong Kong, I mean, he almost had that one. Now it's all left down to Haodong in this 1v3, the IGL. And he has a trip in front of him too. 2 players of Heretics are low though.
See if he tags onto any of them. He's arrived with enough time to think this one through, but I mean, you painted a really good picture. The trip, the fact that there are 3 on the other side, he's by himself. Would be so difficult to connect on, and then the paranoia timing from Boosh, just so nice. As soon as the smoke goes down, he realizes if they're gonna be pushing from that side, the paranoia would connect. Haodong looking to catch anything on the way out that he can. He will find one.
This is no problem.
That's all he'll get. Heretics get to 9, and the attempt at a bonus, the possibility of one is gone.
Yeah, EDG did a really good job into this round of, you know, bringing it back and getting a lot of the guns out and armor. Now, you know, the buy from Heretics is kind of scrappy. We're seeing a Bulldog out of Rians. Here's the nice trading onto the actual site when the hit came for Heretics. But Kong, I mean, he got in that site, and if this keeps happening in the future, maybe when he has a Vandal that can one-shot headshot, that's a completely different round. Maybe EDG take that round. There will be another 3-2 setup for EDG. They're opting to play really far back, and oh my gosh, speaking of an op.
The op in the hands of Kong.
And he's easily one of the best oppers in the game. Smoggy here, he played this round, he played that spot last round, and it's all to set up Kong here with the operator.
Again, and now he's holding the line. He took the game by storm with this weapon. Can he connect again? Yes. Not able to satchel away, though, as Rians puts him down. Heretics with a numbers advantage and space to be gained on the site. Smoggy close by, Chichu as well. Kept back by the smokes. The tags through, they might try to wrap around him.
They might find a window of opportunity here on this wrap around. I mean, right now, Boo is not ready here at all, but
drops the smoke to cross.
Speak of the devil, but if they just face check this, they still might find the timing.
There's no way to expect that. That's what they'll be. If they don't make any noise, Rians is looking that way. And he drops the first. That shot was so clean. Chichu in a 1v4. He's now standing up to that.
And the trading from Rians onto Kong in this round, that was ridiculous. Mid-satchel, he insta Kong. And, I mean, that operator entry, that was beautiful. Tries to satchel out. I mean, look at this, he's stunned. Oh my gosh.
It barely left his feet.
He's so quick. And then he closes it out with this.
This was really nice by Rians. I mean, we talked so much about how that double late wrap into elbow could have been disaster. If Rians isn't looking that way, there's so much value found.
And a lot of that was off of Woot actually taking that space in CT.
Right.
They don't have to worry about lane whatsoever because the Cypher Cam's there from Benji Fishy. Where else are the players?
Right.
This time around for Heretics, a very quick A default.
To get Woot that showstopper, you're right.
I like that play from EDG. The last couple rounds that Heretics have gone A, they've kind of been in that elbow area. So that was kind of a read that EDG thought they had, but this time around, Heretics, they tap the orb there and they just wait and pause, waiting for a trap play.
And then when they do commit, EDG aren't able to funnel in behind it quickly enough. A little bit slow on the draw.
The rotation was perfect for Heretics. This is a really nicely round, a really nicely called to the round.
Hattek invests his ult. Howdong's utility is not going to be a factor here. And they can just run him down, or at least try to. He will fall. Every single member of EDG has met their demise so far. Kong and Nobody, the only two that remain, approaching the site from opposite sides.
I mean, just look at the mini-map, how together of this Deathball Heretics is. Entering the site, you have to fight 2-3 people in front of you with gun disadvantage and utility flooding you. And then they all get out together.
Right, and then if you somehow win those, you're going to have to deal with the rest. A miserable spot to be in. The tap of the spike, drawing out action.
Flawless.
But when you have that big of an advantage, it just looks easy. A flawless round for Heretics as they get up to 11.
Good discipline from Heretics. Even at the end there, using utility to fight the last two players, not dropping guns. I mean,
honestly, in a 5v3 there, you don't necessarily have to be disciplined, right? You think, all right, we're able to clean this up, but they played that really well.
That'll seep into the minds of EDG, not only on this map, but future maps when Heretics are on post plants. And it can be so hard to play against a team that is like that. It kind of feels like you can't really do anything.
Right.
If you force the issue, you're just going to get met by 2-3 players in a crossfire.
This is aggressive out for Woot, the satchels, but it's actually Kong who invested his ult on the other side. He's going to find plenty of space to be. Now it's Woot's turn to try some of the same. The ult not connecting. Both rockets traded. No kills found. Heretics pushing forward, but you've got a lot of presence here. Chichu's just playing on the other side of the smoke. He will fall as Benji Fishy goes backside. But Smoggy on the counter, Smoggy on the punch, 3 found. But Benji Fishy closes it out. Heretics get to map point.
It's again Heretics fighting together on the site. This time they get delayed by an Omen smoke on default. But Rians with that Sova drone, I mean, it just goes straight through the smoke. That gives the confidence to Woot and Patty Tack to just run through and just trade out. And the aggressive trip from Benji Fishy as well onto that market area. Yeah, Smoggy gets this third kill after that trip connects, but it's so hard to do more off of that.
I mean, he did everything he
Guys,
could.
My trip, bomb.
What did he say?
They're getting really good at censoring it so far.
Yeah, they are. Another quick B default. I mean, if it ain't broken, don't fix it.
But meanwhile, on the other side, EDG again took aggressive space A at the beginning, a paranoia and a satchel out. Nothing to be found, though.
What? Haodong tried to take things into his own hands there and just base check that smoke. But now, that Cypher ult's gonna give full info.
They're all here and they know it, but they might try to hit it anyway. Trying to get a crossover to market. Woot with the fadeaway shot. They're just not missing right now.
I mean, you can't make it up. What was that?
Thrash will connect onto re-ends. Nobody falls. Smoggy will too. Dominant from beginning to end for Heretics. 13-6.
I mean, EDG did.
Except stand here. And now it's been fixed. Now we're getting into the action. Now we're going to get to see how EDG play the attack side. You were mentioning the importance of Kong with the op and how effective he has historically been with it. We'll see if he can do a bit of the same. Heretics, they've promised adjustments.
Ooh. Silent but potentially deadly approach to the round as EDG. No utility invested at all. This contact style is just in the meta right now.
Toggling of that wall.
Here we go.
Now the nade, the flash, the swing. Haodong tagged by Boo on the other side. And Patatek has played his position perfectly. I don't think they know he's here. Meanwhile, Boo trying to strike at the zone. 1 for 1. The paranoia is perfect.
That's bomb too.
Can they settle on this? They're all here.
There's 3 players that'll just fight this A ramp while one watches the vent. But I think they made a step. Smoggy should be aware. He does the damage, but he can't convert.
Now Patatek filling in behind it as Haodong falls. Chi-Chu will join him. Pistol the way of Heretics.
That was nice. A heaven control. Patatek just tucked that entire time in heaven while Boo is there just taking pop shots. And honestly, Haodong, he jiggled that. He saw Woot there, but it was just still the mechanics of Woot that has been prevailing for this Team Heretics team.
I really like the, you mentioned it earlier, but I really like the way Patatek played his positioning there. Waiting for Boo's paranoia to come out, not just the pot shots, but the utility as well, and then the swing behind it. How do you really handle that in such a tight choke? You can't.
You really can't. And now for EDG, every time you go A ramp, you have to be worried about that A ramp re-clear.
Right.
Yeah, it was only pistols, but you see the potential that they can do, the damage they can do.
Right, and the ideas that they brought into this map. But it doesn't seem like they're interested in A ramp this time around. They get the Orb B into the hands of Kong. With the Sheriff in hand, there's a slightly different re-clear.
Gets the info.
Persistence. Very nicely done.
And a judge at the end of this, too.
We saw some judge antics in the previous map. As silly as they were.
Didn't get as much value as we thought it would, but the follow-up utility is what shined in that moment. This time, I mean, Rians, he doesn't have any help at all. No util, nothing. So he has to really at least kill 2, 3 players even. Otherwise, EDG will have a free A site. On the minimap right now.
And a judge.
Yeah. On the minimap right now, we saw Woot moving, but the contact will be here.
Oh, they're trying to fake that it's a mid hit. There's perfect, it's 1. But that's all it is, so the judge will get picked up, the site will be open, Kong finding value, getting a little bit closer to that ult. We've got so many rifles on the other side, this will be so difficult. Kong with high ground, he's gonna re-clear heaven, he's potentially gonna re-clear ramps as well.
Such a good spot with the judge. He's gonna have to drop though, because of the pressure from Heretics on A ramp. I mean, I think you heard that.
With nobody at his side. A reposition, now tucking back elbow. The paranoia, again, is going to connect onto at least 2. But where's the flood behind it? The spit keeping him back for now. Forcing them to come out through heaven. Woot creeping forward, Kong with the judge, finding value. They're able to snatch this thing back. Oh, but it's only 1. Disaster avoided, but damage dealt from EDG, man.
Yeah, they did a really good job. That's what, 2 times in a row Kong has traded that judge. And then this time they're able to get the bomb down on top of it, do even more damage.
What do you get, 2, 3 kills with that thing?
Yeah. I mean, he's already 3 to a showstopper.
Yeah.
That's going to be big for the future rounds. Here's the replay. Nice shots from Chichu, too.
Got him. One enemy remaining.
And on the side of Heretics, it's this disciplined approach on the retakes. That's why they had so much success on the last map. I didn't really catch what he said right there, but I imagine it's, you know, just keep it calm.
There. Bomb buddy out.
Early one way already bested and disrespected.
And Woot, he started on the A side of the map early on. But since there was no rush, it looked like he was playing for a rush. Since there wasn't one, he's able to lean already towards the B side of the map. And the proactivity right now from Heretics, it's really impressive.
Flash getting a little info, the paranoia and the swing. They continue to impress.
That was a stellar entry right there from Woot. So decisive, so confident. He ran all the way from A side to get that.
Well, and the desk was talking about it, right? They've kind of gotten used to what these Chinese teams are going to want to play, these slow defaults at the beginning of the attack rounds. If Heretics can find the right place to strike, as they have been doing, as they did on Sunset, as they've done here, they're going to continue to punish it. And it's little things like that decision right there at the beginning of the round to pounce B main that will give them this advantage.
They're doing such a good job, Team Heretics. That's going to force the A split, the walk up. But there's trips here, Doug.
30 seconds
A
left.
deep smoke into spawn. Heretics will have to clear it.
No way.
Now gets through, Rien's finding a little space behind it as well. Oh, how does Benji Fishy get away with that?
Down A.
With the ghost. Is he able to upgrade a weapon? Yeah, he is. 10 seconds left.
10
The spike's out of
seconds
reach. Smoggy's gonna have to push his way through it just to pick it up. One kill found, but that's another round the way of Heretics.
Oh my gosh.
That's perfect.
EDG. They're kicking themselves for losing that round. Benji Fishy with the ghost and elbow. I thought it was over once Rians ran through that smoke. Here's that proactive start to the round. Poor Kong, he saw nothing on his screen, but White, oh, yeah.
For him to get away with that. And it was off of, I believe it was Patatek who was spamming the smoke from spawn.
That little
caused the
distraction.
turn, and that was all it was.
Yeah.
Must be ours.
And EDG, they picked the right site. They actually went the right site. It's just, they just got baffled by the crossfire from spawn and elbow.
So they're back to pistols. All towards A right now.
Cage trigger.
And they're making it seem like it's just a Cypher lure. But again,
The proactivity.
oh my God.
It's so clean. And yeah, it's just against pistols this time, but they're decisive in every decision they make. Smoggy with a couple of really clean kills to switch it back. Gets up into heaven. Punishes Patatek. Marian's on the trade. A 2v2 now as Kong is spotted. Look at the beckon for the swing.
He knows he's low.
Daring the challenge. As the wall goes up, Rian's finds safe passage.
Last player
Not
standing.
able to land on Benji Fishy, who continues to be a problem. Chichu with the Sheriff in a 1v2. Rian's weak.
Last player
Oh
standing.
my gosh, that was the weak one. Chichu's not able to land the shots as Benji cleans it up.
EDG are doing so much damage on these eco rounds, and they're getting the bomb down on top of it. So yeah, it's helping their economy, but it's coming down to these 2v2s that are just not going their way. They're trying their darnest. I mean, Smoggy this round, the upgrade into heaven with the Omen.
So clean.
Oh my gosh. He almost got that last kill too. And if he gets that, it's over. He just 1v5. That was not the case though, and that's that 4-round mark. So for EDG, they might need to try to bait out that trap utility. Act like you're taking space and hold for the reclear. Maybe then you can get a punish. But sometimes it can be so hard. Especially with Heretics, they're just on point right now with their mechanics. Their aim is, they're just dialed in on their crosshair.
Chichu has thrown this orb a couple of rounds now.
And he's ready to just go for another aggressive play here with Rocket. And it's off of the cam again. Just like Sunset, Doug.
So that orb going up and down suggests that somebody could have crossed back behind the box that you see on your screens right now. That's why Wood has to be a little cautious.
Oh, EDG need to back up right now. They understand the showstopper's there. But if I'm Woot right now showing that Roomba on B, I'm already going back to A.
Yep. Or at least going towards mid.
Yeah.
But he holds a little bit longer because the orb has gone back up B. EDG wanting to explore the middle of the map here. With Patatek close by and Benji Fishy, who again has just been such a thorn in their side. Can they punish this? Gun spotted, rocket out, not connecting. Patatek will fall. Now the neural theft. Slowing things down even more, giving EDG even more options. Smoggy has already gotten back B. Benji Fishy, the only one who's close by. Spam connecting a little bit, but the site is theirs. Oh, the flash is so perfect. Kanka can't see a thing, but Smoggy and nobody can, and they connect. EDG with a big advantage here, but slow it down. There's no way Wu pulls off this 1v3 with 11 HP, no shot at all.
Another proper post plant from EDG. They look so good in those moments when they get the bomb down and they're kind of freezing the round. In this case, Heretics, yeah, they got that nice pop flash from Rians, but there are players from EDG waiting. Anti, they're playing anti, they're waiting. Even this, as everyone is taking B, having control. Haodong just holds for that vent push out, and I mean, that was all she wrote. I mean, it was a really clean post plant from EDG.
Yeah, but the problem is they haven't been able to get into those post plant situations. Yeah. I think they've got to solve that piece of the equation, because you're right, when they get there, they look comfortable. When they have time to set up, when they're playing the game, the rounds at their timing, it's great.
And they were fortunate that that showstopper from Woot didn't connect, because everyone was funneled in such a tight area there.
All side for you till A. Most of the presence of Heretics there as well. It's just Boo who's got a Sheriff playing mid.
It's a really scrappy buy from Heretics as well. I mean, yeah, they have some guns invested, but EDG will now know that the B Heaven player is using that Sheriff. Maybe something to punish. Oh, but Heretics aren't budging at all. They're just staying in their setup. Why not? Why not gamble at this point? I mean, if they go B, you can go for another retake round, whatever.
Right. And you got Rian's ult.
And oh, these double trips, this could be really bad for EDG.
Is Benji Fishy gonna play spoiler again?
I've got your trail.
Interesting timing on the Seekers.
That should give the info that might cause a transition into vent and going B.
They've gotten Heaven space. The Seekers that are being traded, it seems like they're still considering it. Have not left Heaven. They've got to be cautious about this crunch.
And the time is going so low. If they're going to go B, they need to go now.
They're patient with it. Benji Fishy again, getting the first. Wood on the cross, and now time is up. They can't really reconsider this. They can't really decide to flip the map. They've got to commit A. 10 seconds left. They're starting to find some of the advantages. Benji Fishy has not moved at all, finally falling. He's picked up the spike, but there's not enough time. Again, it burns way too low.
Oh my gosh. I mean, a bit of fate played into Heretics' favor, because EDG, had they had gone B, I mean, this is a free round for them. I thought after they invested the Seekers into this round, they saw everything going towards site, they would know it's a stack.
Yeah.
But they don't know. Maybe there's a judge in vent or something, you know, it could be so worrisome.
There was something that they saw where they decided to stay A.
Yeah.
No time. No time. No time.
Maybe it was the entry they got. It kind of worked against them. This new split from Heretics, this defensive side, it's looked like night and day. They look so much better.
Look at the position Boo has taken.
He's
one-way
so good.
Yeah, he is. And he was set up off of Rian's there with that flash. This one-way coming through a little bit later. I wonder if that makes EDG second guess it, yeah.
But him alone, I mean, he just got a raised nade out by himself. Investing what? A rechargeable utility and then, yeah, one TP?
Yeah. You take that trade any day of
I
the
was
week.
literally about to say that. I'll take an Omen TP for a raised nade any day.
Kong still has 2 satchels and his rocket.
I have the spike.
This is interesting here too for Heretics, because they haven't really been able to punish some of this early slow default from EDG, at least this round, right? In other rounds, they found a lot of success, but this time there hasn't really been a commitment or enough info that's been seen to want to punish.
They are setting up this B split. This will be where EDG want to end. But there is 3 players of Heretics here, and Rians, he's tucked in back sight.
Chichu goes forward with Rocket, or excuse me, Konkon goes forward with Rocket in hand. Wu goes up top, it connects onto Boo, but Wu punishes back. Oh my gosh, he's gotten the third! Wu single-handedly destroying EDG. And with 13 seconds left, again, time becomes a factor. Smoggy's healthy, yes. But now he's gonna have the neural theft to deal with. Do they try to pounce? Patatek on the swing, willing to give away his life and secure the round for it. The clock decides another.
Oh my goodness, Doug. Woot is world class. I mean, he came to play.
12-6.
Even if Konkon went to rocket him, he tried to satchel. He's trying to get ahead of it right here. Doesn't end up ducking on him, but he ends up ducking on Chichu.
And then the other two after
Oh my
that.
God, he jumps up too. I don't think people understand how hard it is.
To settle your crosshair when you're up, yeah.
Exactly. And just like that, another gun round stolen for Heretics. And Woot, another showstopper. Man, Heretics came ready to play. Those changes they made, so fruitful.
And Izinho, I mean, he tempted us with it, right? He teased us with it.
Yeah.
Changes have been made, and we saw the obvious ones, obviously, at the beginning. Woot back on Raze.
Toxins going up.
Maybe that's all they needed, man.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And with the way the way he played the last map, he's had full momentum, full steam ahead. He brought the heat into this one.
I mean, honestly, the way he's played this tournament.
I still just can't believe he feels nervous. Does not look like it whatsoever. I mean, I'm sure he's not nervous now. You know, he's warmed up, he's a map in, but still.
Right. Yeah, he didn't look nervous when he stood up out of his seat there.
That's his baseline. That's so impressive in a player.
EDG with the lean B, but Boo's paranoia will delay things a little bit more. 40 seconds left, the satchel's out now. Konkon with the Sheriff in hand. Patatek close by, but it's Rians who punishes.
Oh my gosh.
Another kill going the way of Heretics. But they've kept this really competitive here, but Smoggy's the only one left standing. He's got a stinger on the other side. He will punish with one. Baiting Benji Fishy into the swing, but not realizing it. He's got a really big window here to play around.
He's got to be so worried about everything right now in this moment.
He's going to upgrade a weapon. 14 seconds left. Benji Fishy on the swing! And he lands another filthy shot!
He insted him. No time to even settle the crosser, settle the movement. EDG, they look so good in these eco rounds when it's scrappy. I mean, they go trade for trade, but when it comes to the gun rounds, it's just not there. I mean, they did a really good job here trading out. Even the split in heaven, that was good, but that's what I'm talking about. It was instantaneously.
Vamos, Brazil.
What? Okay.
What? Huh?
The head coach is looking at him the same way. This time around, they're not having it.
Don't keep them
Light
quiet.
armor on 4 members of the attacking side. Same orb from Chichu that we've seen the last couple of rounds. What is the approach here?
Toxins going up.
Slow default hasn't really been getting much value for EDG.
No.
Usually you try to bait out some utility with this, but Heretics are just so calm. They're so poised to not use anything early on.
The paranoia out in the face of Rians. Boo repositioning, still saying
Oh.
clear of any of that utility, but Smoggy clotheslines him. On the swing, it looks clean as the fight ensues up in heaven. Rians still dancing around Woot. Close by with Rocket in hand and satchels to boot. He may not have to use them.
Spike down B.
It's just another dominant stomp.
They know exactly where Chichu is right now. I mean, even Woot just jiggling in spawn here. Why not use the showstopper? He saw him.
I guess.
An easy cleanup.
You're so close to the end to have 2. The probability of getting another is pretty low.
Heretics aren't even giving EDG a chance in those rounds. In the gun rounds.
Yeah.
And Patatek, he anchored this B heaven space so well. That molly to dissuade everybody to run through from middle, and then he focuses B main.
Exactly.
And then he snaps back. I mean, it's textbook.
He just plays that so perfectly, understanding his window is there for him to focus on sight. You're absolutely right.
And the star of the show. I mean, Woot, he's sitting at 14 kills. 14 and 7 to be exact. This kid is something else, man.
On the other side of the stage, Smoggy's the only one who's kind of close, 12 and 7, but and no success for EDG.
Yeah, and Smoggy, he's looked great. He's opened up a lot of rounds for EDG, but they just cannot close it out. Oh, here's that punish proactivity again. Go away!
That wasn't supposed to go that way. Whew. More loss there than I think they would have preferred. They got the dog, they got the paranoia, and they got Woot dead. That doesn't feel too bad, but Kanka going so far up by himself, there's no way the rest of the team can join him. Now a TP through for the Smoggy, but at that point it's late. They've already lost their duelist. The pit invested Chichu falls. Now they're gonna have to dance around Patatek's ult.
Heretics right now, they're just ready for everything. The protocols are in full effect.
Nobody in Smoggy get to the front door and they knock, but they're not allowed in. They have to creep around this pit. Maybe they get into spawn and try to flip the map, but the problem is they have 30 seconds left. There's not a lot of time to think this through.
So awkward in this sky flash from Rians.
Oh, he's gonna but he's not able to dodge the flash. I love the idea.
There's an opening now. There's a chance.
20 seconds left. Boo's hot to trot, rotating over. Starting to corral and control them as they drop the pit. Patatek falls, a 2v2 here.
10 seconds
Persistent
left.
in the attempts. Boo's on the flank. The spike goes down. So does Smoggy.
Clinical right now from Heretics.
Even the little things, man.
Yeah.
The little things were going the way of Heretics too.
Slowly creeping up B heaven, taking your timing when the
Cage triggered.
bomb is being planted. And the protocols that I was talking about, they're trying to punish the Cypher lurk. They get that done, but on the opposite side of the map, you have a Cypher, you have a Viper that are anchoring the B side.
Right.
They're beckoning EDG to run into that trap setup. And you see the cage come up, all of a sudden, Kong is isolated, and it's just, it's brutal right now for EDG.
And it may have just gotten worse. Woot has purchased an op. Rotating back A, and that's where EDG's headed. Crosshair trained. Target found. Kong down.
Fun fact, Doug, I did tell him when I saw him in the bathroom I wanted to see him buying up on the defensive side, and I'm glad that he did.
I'm glad you were able to communicate that to him.
True story. I'm actually serious.
Benji Fishy again is still playing back here. Woot taking a lot of damage, and it's Rians who punishes.
Cage triggered. I must wait a moment.
All of these conversations about EDG playing in front of a home crowd, the #1 seed out of China, how they're going to have the 6th man behind them. And it's true, because every single time EDG finds the tiniest bit of success, this place goes insane.
Yeah.
But Heretics have silenced this crowd for 11 rounds now.
They've definitely asserted their dominance in this series on these two maps. It's not over yet, but you can't help but feel like it is. Like the life is just sucked out of the arena right now. Everyone is in shock.
Last round.
I mean, it's 10-1, and you go, okay, Sunset, that's a really good map for them. We understand, but Split should be a different story. Kukuka mentioned on the desk she was worried.
Yeah.
And for good reason. But Nilzinho just kind of gave the finger to all of that.
And you know what? When you get rolled the way that Heretics got rolled, the second time around, you're way more confident going into a map like Split.
Yeah, 1000%.
Because it even came down to like shots just being missed for them. And honestly, I feel like we'll have a similar narrative for EDG the next time they play Split.
Possibly. An aggressive take of A-Main. The paranoia, the flash, the satchel's out. Boo, you madman.
He just ran into the full race nade from Kong. A little over-eager.
Yeah, I don't know where he was headed.
A little overconfident.
This is a really aggressive pit.
But they're just delayed.
Meanwhile, they're going to try to take main, but they have all of these trips. One of them already spotted. Benji Fishy punishes. And he's going to spot even more. Has to try to play his life here. Got to be careful as he spots another. The cage goes up. Haodong on the swing. Really nice footwork by Benji, but it's not enough. 3v3 for the site now.
And if they can get the bomb planted, this is where EDG have shined in this series.
They've spotted Kong. And that's their big success right there. You're right, you just mentioned it. This is where success comes through. Kong finding Patatek. These post plants have been good. And they're digging their heels in on this one.
disciplined is EDG.
There.
Heretics are slowly creeping up, seeing if there's any mistake that EDG are making, but right now they're making none. Kong, he might find this timing right here.
Enemy remaining.
Very nicely done.
Player standing.
The ult invested a 1v1. Surely you don't lose those like that. A 4K for Kong as EDG get their second, a silver lining on what's otherwise been disaster.
Switching sides.
A direct hit. That's not something you see every day from that showstopper. I swear that thing just peppers players sometimes, does like 20 damage.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's Woot just so confident that he was gonna get past that raise nade. And Kong, he woke up in this last round.
Last player standing.
Man, Smoggy's sitting at 14 and 10. Nobody else at double digits.
10 to half the way of Heretics. EDG look lost, lacking answers.
Right, Benji Fishy just shutting them out entirely.
Yeah.
The shining star has been those post plans, but this time it only accumulated 2 rounds for them.
Right. And now you're gonna have to deal with Wood on the attacking side.
Yeah. And already Heretics doing a 4-1. They're feinting the Sky utility at A.
Flash was invested, and now the dog.
They're keeping 3 players here. It's a perfect call.
I don't know if there's been enough, really, for EDG to want to move a couple of these players. 2 of them got tagged by the Paranoia, Wood the only one who has not. And he's going to be the one on the swing. The snap on Howdong is perfect, not realizing there's another on the other side. Smoggy's able to punish. But he will fall. Chichu trying to wrap around Pillar. Things slow down for just a moment as the dog now from EDG is intended to create a little bit more space. Kong up high, has to get the space back down, and Reams with the frenzy at that distance will drop the duelist.
Last player standing.
He falls down to a 1v2.
Spike
Chichu with a
down,
ghost in
B.
hand, 57 HP. Spike
remaining.
not in hand, but the shots from Patatek come through.
Great trading from Heretics in this scenario. It got scrappy. There was a push and pull on the actual site. But that frenzy, it was perfect for the situation that Reams was put in. Those close range gunfights, all he has to do is spray and pray. Imagine we're gonna see the replay right here. Even the insta-dink right there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Steady with it.
Oh, he got him too in the back. Oh my
Waving in and out, just like gliding.
I wonder what he said.
I mean, all steam ahead for Heretics here.
Let's flip and go, Doug.
11-2. A couple of members on EDG have to invest. They force up the Stinger and the Spectre.
You have to.
Yeah.
Oh,
That might be the only thing that's gone wrong for Heretics this map.
literally. And a slow approach from Heretics. They know that EDG, if they want to win, if they want to come back into this map at all, that they have to do something crazy, something outlandish. This chip isn't broken either. Oh my gosh.
It's a pesky one. Howdong with 2 bullets left. Trying to land the shot. Hasn't managed to, but he got what he was looking for.
It's a great opening.
Yeah. Chichu finding some success.
And that's A site shut down, so that's going to funnel Heretics to speed up B.
It seems like EDG are ahead of it too.
Yep.
Because Smoggy and Chichu have already started to lean. As soon as that kill came through, they started to rotate. Remember, it was Howdong who was the first one here. The dog out through the smoke. The cage goes up. This rollout is really nice, but Howdong not able to find any success on the other side of it as Smoggy will fall too. They still have the 2 weapons they've invested, and Chichu's Sheriff strikes again. Now, finally, falling Kong from up in heaven, getting a couple. A 1v1, and Boo's gonna get the kill again. Just when it seemed like Kong was gonna deliver magic, Heretics get to series point.
It's the same narrative as those 1v1s on the opposite side. When EDG were on attack, it was Benji Fishy that was winning the 1v1s. In this case, it's Boo. But honestly, Kong, he did everything he could. He had to reload here, and the patience of Boo, I mean, just tapping away. Securing the round win, and you have to buy anything now for EDG. They have rifles, they have Spectres.
There.
No ults online. Chichu hit some really nice Sheriff shots.
It's been borderline perfect up until this point. Kong's able to get a couple of kills back.
Finally an advantage for EDG in one of these rounds.
But is it too late?
Feels like it is, Doug.
Toxins going up.
While all that's happening, all this B main pressure is happening, Benji Fishy is solo taking A ramp control. He broke the Cypher cam, so that will bait over a rotate from Chichu to try to help his teammate.
If he catches out Haodong here, this would be big.
Almost does.
And he does. The problem is, while that fight was going on, Chichu has started to rotate back A as well. The truth is, Heretics have a fully open map right now.
Yeah, I was about to say that opens the middle area of the map for Heretics. Once Benji Fishy sees this Viper, that might be a cue for Heretics to maybe go back to mid.
They're going to lean into this. They're still coming this way.
I mean, sometimes just grouping up and healing your teammate is the right call. Just trade out. They've been so good at trading in this series so far. Doesn't get traded this time around. That cage was the problem for them.
Oh, Chichu's filling in on the space.
Enemy remaining.
And Konkon from the other side.
Down A.
Oh, I thought it was going to happen. Konkon gets his 4, though. EDG gets a 3. And the Rocket's online for the Duelist.
Yeah, he hit some crazy Spectre sprays. The first time in B main, the little collat right here.
Yeah.
This was really nice. And then in the back of the A side here. I mean, it's not easy to get kills with the Spectre with this distance ahead of you. He was dead on. So clean. You still can't help but feel like it's a little too late.
Certainly looks like that's the case on the face of the coaching staff, but Konkon has been a spark before. Maybe he can do it again. Aggression from Heretics at the beginning of the round. They just satchel past the pit. They just fully get ahead of the pit. What was intended to be mid-control has been lost right off the bat, and now the pit goes down.
It's ludicrous.
Now Haodong, with all the pressure surrounding him, will fall. Konkon is able to get one, make that a second. The Spectre and the Ghost on the other side, the paranoia out. This might be too much even for Heretics to pull off, but Konkon will fall. Can they upgrade the weapon from there? No, I think it's a little bit too far away.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. This rotation because of the Omen ult. Patty Tech has having control.
Yeah, but he's already been flashed off. They understand where he is, or at least have a good idea about it. Can they close this out? Boo's upgraded a weapon, a Guardian in hand now, but he's playing close. In elbow. Nobody and Smoggy both there. No paranoia, no flash, no dog. Just the smokes. And as the spike continues to tick away, urgency continues to swell for EDG. They've got to go here, and they've got to go fast. The first one through. Patatek still playing up in heaven. He's crept out on the other side, confirming that there's no presence. One comes through, but it falls down to ones. Patatek playing up in heaven. Time is so short. As the smoke goes down, he tucks behind him. Smoggy has to hold it, not even able to get it to have damage dealt. But I don't think he's got enough time. The Grim Reaper strikes again. A clean sweep of the Chinese teams as Heretic bests EDG.